So a few days ago, I put out my top 20 best bourbons of the year, and today I'm here with 5 of the worst. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're going to talk about some really unfortunate whiskey. These vary in price and in quality, so just keep that in mind. The two rules that I had for me making this list was the same exact rules that I had for my best bourbons of 2023. It was two things. I had to have tried it for the first time in 2023, and I had to own a bottle of it. Just like in all my videos and any other whiskey YouTubers videos, their opinions are their opinions. There's one of these I know that is going to get people upset, but it's just what it is. I will explain my reasoning why it's on this list when we get to it. But let's go ahead and kick it off with number 5, and one of the worst bourbons I've ever had in my life. It is Old Charter. This stuff, man, it's like $8, $10, $12. It's not worth it. Here's how bad this is. My boy Timmy, you might know him as the Bottom Shelf King over on TikTok. It was so bad even he didn't like it, and that's saying a lot. I watched that man drink Jack Daniels that he aged in a tree once, and this was too bad for him, and that's why it's at my house. He's like, I don't want to take it home, just keep it, I don't care, I hate it. So that's number 5 on this list, and this is the kind of company we're in here for this one. Number 4 on my list is another bottle that is a cheap mixer, but honestly, it's just bad for that as well. It's really terrible. It's the Jim Beam Repeal Batch. I do not like this bottle at all. In fact, I think it's one of the worst bourbons I have ever had. If you guys listen to the podcast that I did with Randy Sullivan from Prideful Goat and Bourbon Real Talk, I think I mentioned it on the show. It may have been off air when we were kind of talking before and after the show. But I even told him this is one of the worst whiskeys I've ever had. I hate this thing. It's a shame because the label's cool, the idea behind it is really cool, but it's just terrible. I tried it neat in a review. I know I tried it with Coke, maybe not in the review, but it made it worse. Like this has no redeeming qualities to me whatsoever. It is terrible, but I like the label. It's cool to have it on the shelf. Number 3 is one that I'm putting on this list because I'm specifically talking about this specific bottle. I got this early 2023. I think it was like January, February 2023. And I had been excited to get my hands on it, and I was so disappointed when I finally tried it. It's Henry McKenna 10-year. I have had some that were really good. This one is not. This one's terrible. It's like minty and like eucalyptusy. Even on the nose, it's really herbal, and it's just not good. Especially when I've had some Henry McKenna single barrels that were like really, really, really good. But if you happen to have barrel 12227, it's terrible. And you should be ashamed to own it just like I am. It's really, really bad. Yeah, I drank it down to here, hoping it would open up a little bit. For me, it didn't. Everything else that's missing out of this has just been friends that have always wanted to try it and tried it, and that's, I'll buy another Henry McKenna 10-year because, like I said, I've had some that are good. This one sucks. So I struggled between my number 1 and my number 2. So my number 2 is on this list because it is hard to find, and it is very expensive. And I was lucky to get it at last year's price. I think this year they released it for like $200 or something insane. And while it's not the worst whiskey I've had all year, for the hype and for as many people saying that they love this bottle and for it being as expensive as it is, I unfortunately have to put Russell's Reserve 13 on this list because it is just really, really mediocre. Like, it is just one note. It's caramel and oak on the nose and the palate, and that's it. And it is not justifiably a $200 bourbon. It's not justifiably a $100 bourbon. I have had Russell's Reserve. I have 2 Russell Reserve store picks on my shelf that are 10 times better than this. And I'm not kidding. It is a travesty that this bottle costs $200 to $250. I paid $150 for it. I'm so down on this bottle that I'm debating on not even trying to get my hands on Russell's 15. Like, I am totally content with Russell's Reserve store picks. I was so deeply disappointed in this bottle, and the only reason it didn't make it to number 1, because I think it's objectively better than my number 1 spot, but this is by far my most disappointing bourbon possibly ever. And number one is in the same kind of boat that Russell's Reserve is. It's not as allocated, it's not as rare. It is expensive. It's about a $100 bottle. Now, I got this on sale at Lazy Day Liquor in South Carolina for like 36 bucks with like a store credit and blah, blah, blah. However, I would never get this bottle again. I think it is the worst bourbon I have ever had, especially with this being a $100 retail bottle. It's crazy that people pay that. Now, I'm not saying the brand is bad, I'm saying this is bad because, in fact, the Emerald Rye that they have is phenomenal. I'm talking about Blue Run, their Kentucky Straight High Rye Bourbon. This is ass. I hate it so much. I hate every second of it. It's so repulsive to me. I could not, if I paid $100 for this, I would be very upset. It's really bad. Really, really bad. Like objectively bad. I have friends that are into whiskey that have tried it. I have people who are not into whiskey that have tried it, and it is unanimous. It sucks. It's terrible. It smells like shoe polish. It's just a bad bottle. It sits on the shelf as one day I'll run out of things to mix with and I'll just start mixing with this. I say that, but this is another one of those bottles that I mixed with Coke and it made it worse. Like, it's just terrible. Well, that is my list. Thank you guys for watching. I know that Russell's Reserve one probably made some people upset, but listen, I genuinely mean if you love it, I'm glad you like it. I just think it's just not worth the price. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you on the next one. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what your top 5 least favorite whiskeys of 2023 were. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers.